Kind of cool.
Was the whole point, I guess, of the tour just basically to kind of expose you guys to different opportunities in Des Moines? Like here is an example of an underserved population and just kind of some work that's going on here. Just kind of more so to get like your wheels turning and thought processes and kind of started thinking on the project.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it was, for me, I know you were saying earlier, Libby, that it's Libby, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You were saying earlier about how you weren't from Des Moines, and it was interesting to see how close it was to the college. I am from Des Moines, born and raised. I mean, I've moved a few times, but I had no idea that that part of town was like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that part of town is the poorest part in the whole state of Iowa.
Yeah.
And I had no idea. Yeah. And I've lived here.
Yeah, they handed us a worksheet that said like that area of Des Moines population was at like 40-something% poverty, and the other two cities in Iowa that were close to it were Ottumwa and Cedar Rapids. So definitely the most in need section of Iowa. So
interesting. And I've definitely heard about the tough situation in Ottumwa, so that's crazy that it's worse than that.
Yes,
so it definitely puts it in perspective.
It said that Ottumwa's number was like a couple percent higher, but the population there is so much smaller. So
it was like 436 in Ottumwa for the poverty, and like 1,300 something in Des Moines.
Yeah.
And did they give a primary reason for what's kind of creating this underserved population? Was it like drug use, alcohol? Like, is it just kind of situational and it just continued on for them? Or
the really only cause, I guess, that I could make of it is that we bring in a lot of like refugees and people who don't speak the native language and can't find jobs. So a lot of these people were foreign, and like one of the things that we saw was the elementary school right in the middle of the town, Moulton. And it apparently, like the student population there is so diverse. Like almost all the students are multilingual. The teachers have to learn to adjust with that because they've got students that don't just speak English. So
interesting. Awesome.
Yeah.
Dr. Moravec, who is another doctor or whatever, teacher, professor, he was saying that, I don't even know what year, but back in like 1976, Des Moines or Iowa was the first state that allowed refugees to come here, which is why our Asian population is so high. It's because we're one of the first places that they were allowed to come into for refuge. And that's one of the reasons that it's such a, I didn't even know that before. I was just like, that is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And just personally, I feel like it's the same way for Bosnians as well, because we have such a huge population of Bosnians here.
Yeah.
Huge. And so I feel like that's probably in correlation with it as well. The whole, we're bringing in refugees into Iowa and we're very welcoming to them.
Interesting. Awesome. Yeah. I think that definitely suffices for our discussion needed in terms of the tour. So thank you guys for all that information. And
no problem.
Hopefully I'll have a little more to contribute once I actually get to this activity.
Yeah, the activity wasn't bad at all. Everything is on the webpage, just on their About Us section. So you guys
I should have double checked it. I go so much by the due dates, and I'm like, okay, I have a few days, but I didn't read the part that says you should probably have this for the discussion. That I think is a little confusing.
I got on here just like 10 minutes ago, and I was like, okay, let me look at some of this stuff.
Yeah, it's really not too bad. Oh, and also, just so you guys know, for the beginning half of this video, I did lie. I wasn't broadcasting. So now we've been broadcasting. We covered some of the tour stuff. I'll just restate, that way Dr. Mark can see we're choosing Habitat for Humanity for our group to work with this semester. And that we've organized kind of days that work and when we can all meet and get together. Am I leaving anything out that we covered in the first couple minutes?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I do have a quick question.
Yeah.
Because you've done that paper then.
Yes.
do you know where to find the core values for Habitat for Humanity? Was it on their website?
So it's on the website that where you can donate to them. It says it at the top. It doesn't like say it right out on their main.
Okay.
And he kind of talked about it. The people who came and talked to us at the tour on Wednesday kind of went over it, that they're, and you'll know it when you see it, but their goal is to create like hope communities and homes for families, something like that. Hope communities and something else.
Okay.
So I would click on like the donate here page and it should say it at the top.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So like, I don't see that.
Yes. That one was kind of hidden.
Sounds good. So in terms of, I guess, next steps from here, because it looks like next week we'll actually formally go ahead and present what we actually would like to do as a group. It sounds like to me we should probably reach out to Habitat and just make sure that this is still an option for us so that we have enough time to come up with a secondary option.
Okay.
So Libby, not to like give you work, but you could definitely either share that email address with us since you've already kind of been in contact, and one of us could reach out just to kind of divide things up a bit more, and then we could present those days and then kind of touch base over Yammer again and just kind of go back and forth just to kind of finalize things. Does that sound, I guess, like a good next step, or what are your guys' thoughts?
Yeah, that sounds good. So I know we need to fill out a form and have Dr. Marr approve it. I don't know if that's in next week's stuff. It probably is.
Oh, yeah.
So we've just got to let him know on paper, I guess, what we want to do, and then he's got to sign it. And I think at the bottom it wants the like organization to sign it, but I don't know if we just bring it to our first volunteer opportunity with them or whatnot, but hopefully we'll know more as he posts next week's agenda. So I think we fill out that form, and then we can go ahead and start our hours, and just we have to keep track of them on a log sheet, he said. So we'll just write everything down.
Did you get that log sheet?
He did give us a copy of it. I don't have it on me right now, but
I do have it as well, and I have a copier, so I can make another copy.
Yeah, so I'm guessing that'll show up somewhere on the course outline when he uploads that week. So
right.
I'm guessing that should be next week. We can get those filled out and ready to go, and then we can start our hours.
Perfect.
So that's kind of what I'm thinking. But yeah, I can definitely email somebody when it's time to, or I can like show you guys the email if you have any extra questions or.
Do you think it'd be silly or odd if we all were on the email?
No, I could attach everyone too.
Because in that way, because it's hard to communicate sometimes.
Just so we're all on the same page.
Yeah, and then that way, if one of us does have a question, we can even possibly email them or just email each other, and then be all on the same page. If that works for you guys, or if it sounds professional enough.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'll just attach everyone to it.
Yeah, and I definitely think that if we can maybe even do that email today, just to be a bit more proactive, especially since we are doing weekends. I know 2 weekends in October I'm not even going to be available just due to like a wedding, and then also going to be out of town.
Okay.
What weekend?
Time just flies. So like we're all busy, and like if we can just get to organizing this like sooner than later, just get something on the calendar.
Mm-hmm.
What weekends?
I think it will just be better for us.
Oops, sorry. What weekends?
The 15th and the 22nd.
Okay. And then I'm having family come in on Halloween weekend.
Okay, so what if we try and
do I do have a friend coming that weekend too. So
what if we try and do our first one early November, if they offer one? Does that for now sound okay?
Yeah, and I mean my Tuesdays are a lot more free, so.
Oh, okay. So we could at least start something on a Tuesday, and then we would fit Diana in on a Saturday, and just kind of.
I mean, I have a few more hours since I didn't do that tour too, so I can always just go and try to get a start. And
Okay,
I mean,
so-
it doesn't hurt to volunteer. Like, so if I end up doing more than 15, just so one of you doesn't have to go alone as well, like, totally open to that.
Okay.
That's definitely not a negative thing to have to do.
So when we get off here, I will go on their website and see if they list any of the dates that they have events coming up on. Or if it's like you submit some kind of form or something to sign up, and then we can go ahead and I'll start an email chain. And there were 2 of them there. I don't know, one of the girls was just somebody who works for them, and then the other guy was like someone who's kind of organizes and is in charge of things. So I'll probably just send the email to him and see if he can be of any help.
Perfect.
So that's what I'll do.
And when I've worked with Habitat before, they generally already have an idea of their availability, so hopefully they'll be able to just respond to us with these the Saturday. These are the Tuesdays we have available. They also usually have a maximum number of people, so hopefully they'll provide that up front so we don't have too much back and forth.
Okay.
So that should really help get us organized and going as well.
Okay.
So,
that sounds good.
but again, being super early on it so that we can have that flexibility work on our end.
Right. I know I didn't want us to have to go and do them separately and be by ourselves at the construction site. I feel like our project at the end will work better if we're all there together anyways. So.
Yeah, and I definitely wasn't joking. I really don't want to be outside in like December, like during construction.
No way. I've been living in Texas, so that's anything below like 50 is freezing.
Oh, geez.
It's cold now. I've been in my leather jacket already.
I know,
so.
I'm in a long sleeve.
Well, maybe they'll be at the point on some homes where they're inside doing like painting and trim or something like that. So.
Yeah, like, do you need someone to test out the fireplaces?
That would be a good job.
Okay. Perfect. Well, I think we have our next steps then.
So.
I'm not seeing too much. It looks like the rest of this week we can all kind of do individually. I'm a little confused about the reflection paper, but it looks like it's individual. I'm just not quite sure what that topic's supposed to really entail. So
right.
For us, the reflection paper was about the tour and then like which partner we want to work with. So I don't know exactly how you're going to get 400 words of the tour since you weren't there. I don't know. You might just kind of have to.
I can get pretty creative. I'll definitely recap this video. But I'm usually not one to be at a loss for words. So
then you should be fine.
Yes.
So also,
usually,
go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead. It wasn't
I was just going to say, we have to attach the web address from this video to something, but when we upload it, I don't know what paper it is we have to attach it to. And I don't know if all 3 of us need to do it or just one of us.
Let me see. I'm gonna open it. I think that's just one person because I was reading it and I was like, oh man, I'm not gonna have like a check mark next to that because I I have check marks on everything.
Yes,
I don't know why.
Yeah.
But I do recall seeing that it said like the team leader, which I think is it Daniel?
I think so.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened, and I'm totally not that serious about the team leader thing, so
okay. So if
I'll chip in. But yeah, I can definitely, I just copied and pasted that, so if that's all I have to do.
Yeah, because it's just in that STE number 1. What does that stand for, if anyone knows?
I do know, but I can't, let me think. Student.
I feel like the E's exchange.
It's these videos. We have 3 of them this semester. So this is our first one.
Okay.
But I can't remember what they stand for. It says it somewhere in the rubric for it.
Okay, I'll look, because I'm always like, what are they talking about? SLV, STE?
Yes. Yes, so when I press stop broadcast, I'm guessing it'll just upload right away to YouTube. And I'll check to make sure that it worked okay. And then I can copy and paste, or I'll send you guys a text with the link if you want to go and look at it and make sure. But
Perfect. Because I'm not seeing how when I go to upload, it looks like I need a file to do.
so I would just
the
copy
video.
and paste it onto like a Word document maybe.
Okay.
And I
Good
think that's all
idea.
you need. And then I didn't make it private, so I think anyone can come and look at us just ramble on for 25 minutes. I don't know for sure.
It's so creepy.
I
don't know
tested this
how to-
earlier and I was like, this is my test. I hope no one watches it. It'll go viral. I'll be like, that's me.
It probably will, yeah. Right? Because I have to allow the teacher to see it, so I can't make it private because I don't know his Gmail. So
Right? When we become famous.
yes, when they watch us talk about our Habitat for Humanity projects.
Yes.
So, okay,
So funny.
anything else?
I would say let's continue like to email and text.
Yes.
Definitely texting. I mean, we were like right on the ball with the texting, which was
Yeah.
awesome.
That worked a lot better. Texting did, yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, you know what? I never check this. I always forget to check my student email, or I do it like at the end of the night.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I gotta give them my phone number.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll keep texting. I'll send an email after this if everything, worked okay as far as the video goes. And then we
Perfect.
should be good to go.
Awesome.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for kind of doing all this work on the forefront of things.
No problem. I was looking at it on this like whole system on Tuesday before he had noticed that it wasn't working the way he had it before. And I was like, what the heck? This is not. So I kind of messed with it a little bit. So
Awesome. Were you the one that told him then that it was no
I
longer?
wasn't. No,
Okay.
I was just going to go with it and hope everyone figured it out. So luckily someone emailed him.
Right?
I know. So,
Sounds good.
okay, I'm going to go ahead and press stop. I'll send you
Okay.
guys a text, okay?
Awesome. Nice to meet you
All
guys.
right.
Nice to meet
Yeah,
you.
same. Have a great weekend. We'll talk soon.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.